Order here. Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for June 3rd, 2021 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Merrill, President of the Board. To my right is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton, and Commissioner Lewis is absent or not with us today. And our Associate Administrator, as our Deputy Administrator, is Dawn Houston. She's here today, and of course our clerks, Jennifer and Sarah. Let's begin.
Resolution number 21-466, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held May 27, 2021.
So moved.
And I second it. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-466. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-467, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants and batch number CMA PR 0602.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-467. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-468, in the matter of a new liquor license from CRMD LLC and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objections and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-468. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-469, in the matter of approving an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Automatic Data Processing Board for Information Technology Services.
So moved.
I'll second it. Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Steve Lewis with the Data Center. This is just a renewal for the shared services agreement that we have with the Board of Developmental Disabilities to provide IT services for them.
And you feel comfortable that the money we're receiving is covering our costs?
Yeah, I do. I worked with George, and we kind of reviewed the contract, and also with Jared from DD, and I do. I think it's good for the county. It's good for the department. So.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, just thank you for accepting.
You need to
the
introduce
contract.
yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Jared Zarillo with Delaware County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I just want to thank the commissioners for considering the agreement with the data board. We do appreciate the relationship and the service they provide us.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I assume this is basically the same as prior years.
It is.
The agreement, other than the cost, which I noticed in this one, we've got cost escalators, which I think is appropriate given that, our compensation costs.
Yes, they're all primarily the same. We are going to be presenting some new agreements to you that I'll be getting to Eric soon for some of the townships that want to take on imaging. So with that imaging project, there will be some additional costs due to storage and that type of thing on the network because there are added costs to us at that point. But the services that we're providing developmental disabilities is uniform across the board with what we're doing with the other townships and in line with all of those agreements.
This agreement is specifically for 1 year.
1 year with a 1 year renewal.
Yeah,
So
and that's where we can have increases to cover our increased costs.
yes.
Okay.
And we could always do an amendment,
Yeah.
is my understanding.
Yeah, that's why I want to make sure that we're protected so that,
Yeah.
but I think this is great. Jared, is it going well? I mean, you've been pleased with?
Oh yeah, we've been very pleased. They support everything that we need. All of our tickets are answered. Steve and I work on some larger projects that aren't so much help desk related, and they're always on top of it. Yeah, we're very happy with it.
Good to hear. I mean, I know this is one of our initiatives to do shared services, and it's a win-win proposition for DD and other agencies and townships and so on. So it's great that we're able to work together and save money and provide good service.
Yeah, I just want to reinforce what Commissioner Benton said. The idea of shared service is something that's very important to us. We just want to make sure that costs are reflective, our reimbursement is reflective of our costs. Otherwise, it's not fair to the countywide taxpayers, and it's easy for that to get away from us. So that's the reason we ask those questions, just to make sure we're going through that process as we determine what the proper charges are. So, but I think shared services, we as a county are in a better position than some of the agencies or the townships, and I think it's fantastic. So thank everybody involved in it. Anything else? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-469. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Resolution number 21-470, in the matter of approving the First Amendment to the contract between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and Marion Goodwill Industries Incorporated for the purchase of comprehensive case management employment services and Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act Youth Program Services.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services. This is a renewal of a contract we have with Marion Goodwill. They administer our work experience for our CCMEP program, and that's a program for the 14 to 24-year-olds, and they basically are placing people either with themselves or in work environments that are appropriate for that participant.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, what's the history of this one? How long have we been working with them?
With Goodwill, I believe, we were working with them before my arrival 3 years ago.
Okay, so quite a while.
For quite a while, yes.
Obviously, you're pleased with the service, you want to renew it?
Yes, and next year we will have to RFP again.
Okay.
And they're normally one of the few that bid on the services.
Okay. The next one is a similar resolution? What's the difference between the two resolutions?
So Goodwill is doing work experience, and then Jobs will, they're working with the same participants, but they're working on the educational piece. They focus on tutoring participants who may not be graduating, or there's a fear that they won't graduate. So we're getting them graduated, getting them their degrees and training. So it's two different elements. There are 7 elements to CCMEP, and we perform the majority of those in-house. There's a few of those that we have to contract out, and these are those.
Okay, that was my next question, is why do we contract it out and not do it in-house?
Yeah, it's a process to go through. Basically, if there's local providers, we are supposed to contract these elements out, and we perform the other ones. In smaller counties, if there's not providers, you can ask for kind of a waiver and perform them in-house.
Okay.
But this just kind of allows, I guess, the people who are experienced with it or professional in it, they can do these duties for us.
Okay,
Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 21-470. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-471, in the matter of approving the Second Amendment to the contract between the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, and North Central Jobs for Ohio's Graduates for Comprehensive Case Management Employment Program and Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Youth Program Services.
so moved.
Second discussion.
And this is the other part of the CCMEP with the educational piece.
Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 21-471. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-472, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations for Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Did we skip?
Yep, we missed
Did we
one.
skip one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that one, since
Okay.
you've already read the
So sorry.
resolution. We've already
Okay.
voted on it.
The supplemental appropriations, 2 of our programs, one is workforce development, funded by WIOA dollars. We have seen an influx of services being provided with job seekers and employers. We do have a business rep that is engaging employers, and our on-the-job training services has really increased. So we're seeing quite a bit of an influx of services and dollars going back out for these services. Our Family Children First Council with their multi-system youth. These are the services to prevent parents from relinquishing custody to our foster care system to provide services. So children stay in custody of their parents and receive services, and those are Medicaid dollars that flow through us. And we just have to appropriate the dollars into the county budget in order to make payment.
And these are completely covered by grants or funding from the various sources
Yes.
versus general fund dollars.
Yeah, the workforce is WIO dollars that comes through GOBI, formerly known as Area 7.
Yeah.
And then Medicaid, we actually apply for the Medicaid dollars on a case-by-case, and they approve those. And we are placing a lot of children and providing services all paid through Medicaid. It just flows through us.
To summarize, if we're basically the conduit,
Yeah.
that we're fully reimbursed.
Correct.
Do you, is this increased activity because of the pandemic? Is it related to employers needing more trained employees?
Actually, I just think we're doing a better job getting the word out to employers that we can assist in placement, finding appropriate workforce for them. I think there's a little bit of a pandemic, but we do have a dedicated employee now that's going out in their employer relations. So they're making more contacts. They're very involved with the chambers and economic development. So they're kind of selling our services for the placements. And then the way the on-the-job training works is we will reimburse wages, up to 50% of wages for 6 months or $8,000. So it kind of takes our clients who may be a little more at risk, we can place them, get them trained, then, ideally, they're going to stay in employment and come off benefits.
Okay.
Any other comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-472. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Back to number 7. Resolution number 21-473, in the matter of approving the second amendment to the contract between the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, and the Delaware County Transit Board for purchase of transportation services.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
And this is the last year of a renewal. Next year, we will RFP this. We are seeing increased transportation needs. Also, rates are increasing with Delaware County Transit to cover their costs. We've had back and forth with them, and they showed that basically they're not making money off us. We're just reimbursing their costs.
How many do we serve through this program? Do you have an idea?
I didn't bring that number. I can get back with you on that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, because what are we spending, 190,000, I think, is the,
Yeah, so far this year, through this contract, we've expended 134. We anticipate that going up. The contract was for 140, but we anticipate additional transportation plus the increased rate to go up to the 190. And what this is it's called net non-emergency transportation, so we could be transporting people out of county for various doctor's appointments, dialysis and those kind of things. Once again, it's Medicaid dollars that flows through us.
okay.
Vote?
Vote on motion 21-473. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 474. In the matter of approving, start all over. Resolution number 21-474, in the matter of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners accepting and approving the Social Services Block Grant Title 20 plan for the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services for the FY 2022 signature authorization.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
And this is just a requirement by the federal government and through the state that we have to submit our plan. We put it through the Family Services Committee. We had a public hearing. We did not receive public comment. The committee did approve it. It's primarily for operational costs and transportation costs.
Cool. Comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-474. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-475, in the matter of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners accepting and approving the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services sub-grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
And this is the required sub-grant agreement with the state of Ohio, ODJFS, which basically funnels the money back through the counties so that we can provide the services.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-475. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 21-476, in the matter of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners accepting and approving the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services sub-grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for the Delaware County Child Support Enforcement Agency.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Joyce Bones, Director of Child Support. The purpose of this agreement is to allow federal and state funds to pass through the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services to the county for state fiscal year 2022, 2023. Changes to this sub-agreement, the only changes were addition to the definition in paragraph B was added.
I assume this is just because we're required to
Yes,
have JFS be between you and the
Yeah.
commissioners?
because we fall under their umbrella from the state office.
Okay.
Vote?
Vote on motion 21-476. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 21-477, in the matter of approving a permit for the use of Delaware County facilities.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, communications director, I'm trying to find the exact wording here. We have a permit a request that we received. This is for the meeting room up at Willis. This would be really our first return to outside groups using some of our facilities. And because of the size of the group, it does require your approval. So it passes muster with security and facilities.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-477. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 21-478, in the matter of approving the safety and health consulting agreement between Centrex LLC and the Delaware County Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. And this agreement with Centrex would basically engage our consultant, George Rex, and he would be starting to do assessments and evaluations of our existing safety programs, updating our policies, and also providing training to the departments under the commissioners. The cost won't exceed $30,000 unless we have mutual agreement, and we'll begin with our regional sewer district as well as our facilities department and then move on from there. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
So it does cover all the facilities?
It does cover facilities, but more in terms of employee safety, as in terms of the building designs and things like that, if you're asking about that. That will be part of it, but not the primary focus. If there's something that needs to be addressed that he sees, then that would go back to facilities and maintenance to determine how to best alleviate those concerns.
But this only covers all the departments under the commissioners?
It does, although we do plan to maybe roll this out with potentially the engineer's office and other areas as needed. I think we want to try to get through the needs with the Board of Commissioners departments first, and then determine how we move forward after the assessments are completed in those areas.
Be an additional cost if that occurred?
Potentially, yes. It depends on, there's a cost per day for the consultant, and I think it would depend on which department that would be interested and whether or not we're dealing with general fund dollars and so forth.
Have we done this before?
We have not, no. This is a new endeavor for us. We had posted a safety coordinator position and have struggled to find the appropriate candidate for employment. And
So this is in lieu of that position, basically?
it is in lieu of, for the moment, but we're still hoping to find a safety consultant. This person actually applied for the position, and then through mutual discussions, we determined that it would be better for not only him, but the county, for him to provide consultation services instead of employment.
What outcome do we have then from this? Is there a report that's generated? Is there training sessions?
Yes, there will be assessments done of each department. We will get in writing what the strengths and concerns are. He will update our policies and then also provide specific training to the employees. He'll be doing a lot of observation and working with the supervisors and managers to ensure that our employees are returning home each day in the manner that they came to work.
What's the timeline for the report and the work being done?
That will happen basically simultaneously. Once we start with the department, depending on how extensive the needs are, he will concentrate in that area until things are set up and training is completed, and then we move forward. There would be the chance of him going back to provide additional training and maybe consultation services with the employees and the managers. But we're targeting now in October to have the project completed.
Okay.
The agreement could be extended by mutual agreement if need be.
Okay.
Vote.
Vote on motion 21-478. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-479, in the matter of authorizing the county administrator to prepare draft resolutions and send all necessary notices related to exemptions to be considered pursuant to RC 5709.78.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Morning, Eric Hostetler, Staff Attorney. This resolution will allow us to deliver notices to Olentangy School District and DACC in regards to the Berlin Business Park TIF and the Ravines at Meadow Ridge TIF. Those notices will be delivered today, and it's anticipated, if all goes as planned, that you will have those resolutions before you on the 21st.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-479. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-480, in the matter of approving the water users agreement with Delco Water Incorporated for water service at the Hyatts Road Pump Station.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Eric McPeak with the Regional Sewer District. This first item is to approve water service for the Hyatts Road Pump Station, which is near completion. It'll be for eyewash station and a sink, which is required by building code.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, what is the, kind of related, what is the timeline for getting Hyatts Road open again?
I don't know I can get back to you on that. I don't know. I know it's near completion. I think
Yeah,
there are
it
some
looks like
changes
it
that
is.
had to be made, but I think everybody's pushing to wrap that up.
The pump station's ready to go?
It's near completion,
Okay.
from my understanding, yes.
Okay, good. That's an important part of the sewer district, development,
Right.
et cetera.
Absolutely.
It's been something we've been working on for a while.
Yeah.
Yep, yes.
And what a big hole that was.
Oh, I haven't actually been to that project in
Oh, you haven't?
particular,
Oh,
but
my
yeah,
gosh.
it sounded like a big project, so,
It was huge.
yeah.
Vote.
Vote on motion 21-480. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We could pause for, okay. Resolution number 21-481, in the matter of approving change order number 1 to the agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Peterson Construction Company for design build services for the Olentangy Environmental Control Center headworks and aeration upgrades project.
So moved. Did we miss another one?
Did I miss
No,
one again?
think so.
I just didn't turn the page, sorry.
Okay.
So moved.
And I'll second the motion. You were just trying to worry Sarah, weren't you?
I was.
It's not
These
hard.
resolutions are long today.
So this change order is for additional design services with the contractor to look at tertiary filtration and biosolids management infrastructure. Those two pieces were part of Phase 2. Right now, we were reviewing Phase 1, which is a $35 million projected project. This change order comes about after going through the progressive design process with the engineer and the contractor. We've identified several cost saving, made some changes, and at looking at it, it looks like the tertiary filters, for instance, could possibly prevent us from having to do grit removal in the future, which is a $5 million line item. It's also heavily needed. Every time it rains, we deal with them constantly. They're at the end of their useful life. We were hoping to push them for a few more years, but then looking at the potential cost savings and the operational benefits, it'd be nice to, if we can, move that closer in the timeline, include it in the Phase 1 upgrades. Also, the biosolids aspect, we've had issues before. We don't have redundancy with our equipment out there. We have one piece of equipment. When it's down, we have to do some other things, sometimes spend some money to bring in some temporary equipment. So we're looking at providing redundancy. The improvements are contingent on how the design looks and looking at the overall cost. We want to keep under that $35 million umbrella for Phase 1, but this will add, like I said, not only operational benefits now, cost savings annually with O&M, but it could eliminate the use of the need for grit removal in the future, which is an expensive item.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-481. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-482, in the matter of approving change order number 1 to the agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Truco Construction Company Incorporated for the Cheshire Force Main Improvements Project.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
So this is the Cheshire project. The pump station project is near completion. The force main portion is complete. Truco installed that, and this is for a deduct, basically. So we'll receive about $65,000 back. This was a force account that wasn't completely used. That'll close out that. In addition, Peterson is wrapping up the actual pump station itself, and we're anticipating another deduct for that. So this is a contract deduction.
Is this at the corner of Africa and Cheshire?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I was by there the other day and it looked like it was about done.
Yeah, it's very close. They have a few more things to wrap up and button up, but it looks really nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, again, the building turned out great, and
yeah.
once we get the landscaping done, it'll be a very nice looking building.
Yes, it is.
So,
My interpretation is this is a reduction in the original contract.
Yes.
So it's we don't see a lot of that, so,
Well, we try.
so it's good to, it's good to see.
We can
I
do that
agree.
sometimes.
So, vote?
Vote on motion 21-482. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. McPeak will now give us an update on his projects.
All right. So we have, as usual, quite a bit going on. Let's see here. So the Liberty Grand District is 50 single-family homes. That's near the Sawmill Extension. Over on the west side also, these are sewers that have been accepted. So these are lots that are now ready for flow. 14 single-family homes. The Meadows at Home Road, that's a connecting sewer in that area. Horsepower Farms agreement, subdividers agreement is an amendment to what they had. And then new plan approval, hold on a second, I'm trying to, okay. So Carriage Farms, 23 single-family homes. Down here near Powell Road and 23, Turkey Hill gas station, and also Cheswick Village, which is 56 townhouse units. Orange Grand Estates is 121 units. It's part of the Schottenstein's group work. The 121 units will be in 14 multifamily units. Then we have some more from Section 2, Phase A and B, for Evans Farms, 20 lots approved, and another 28 lots. Also, I believe Sanctuary here has another plan approval. So again, kind of the typical spread when we, areas that we've seen work in and new projects that are, the plans have been approved and will be built shortly.
If you could just touch on the number 3 and 4 in the plan approvals, Cheswick Village and Turkey Hill, Green Meadows. Where?
In these areas here?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, let me
Trying to
zoom in.
Figure out.
Yep, hold on, let me zoom in here. Maybe? All right. Okay. So Cheswick Village, are you looking for location?
Yeah,
I'm sorry about the view here, I'm trying
I
to.
see what you're doing. I see where.
It's near Meyer, just north of Meyer, off 23, that's Cheswick Village.
Okay.
Turkey Hill will be over here off of, before you get to 23, heading
So
from
it's gonna
Polaris.
be on Green Meadows?
I'm sure they'll have multiple entrants.
Okay.
It just says it's at the corner. But,
Okay.
yeah, if they're calling it Green Meadows, it'll likely have access on Green Meadows for sure,
Okay.
that little island.
Yeah, okay. I know where that's an open field right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'd just like to know what's coming.
Yes, yeah, a
Appreciate
lot.
the updates.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much for the update.
Thank you.
brings us to reports. Don, you have any?
The only thing I wanted to mention is we're a little over 60 days until the end of the wellness program. So I would encourage everyone to get their blood work done if they haven't, and the new requirement this year is to complete the physical with a primary care physician and get 60 points. And then they will have completed the program, both the employee and their covered spouse, and then be eligible for the wellness rates for 2022. And we'll be having some activities coming up in July for opportunities for employees to get additional points if they need them in order to complete the program successfully. So stay tuned.
What's the deadline? You have all the points
August
submitted?
13th,
August 13th, okay.
yes.
I'm gonna
But
have
the
to get busy.
12th
Yeah,
the 12th for the blood work and the doctor's visit.
August 12th,
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, we'll probably be in conversation, make
I'm
sure.
sure,
that they-
yes.
Yeah.
No
Uh,
problem.
With that, Commissioner Bennett, do you have anything?
Just a few things. The courthouse open house, I thought went real well last Friday. It was probably not as well attended as we would have liked just because of the lousy weather. But I want to thank Jane and Marissa and Heather, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some. Veteran Services provided some music. So it was very nice, and all we heard were positive comments, and I think we had like 100 people go through, so very, very good to see that. With Commissioner Merrill, went to the Olentangy Middle School groundbreaking, their 6th middle school, last, I think it was Thursday evening, and it's just phenomenal that, that school district, and this is a great location, it's right next to Berlin High School. Regional planning was Thursday evening, and again, a lot going on. Things are moving through that group, and they're doing a nice job. Went to the Genoa Business Township Association. Skip Weiler was the speaker, and Joe Pemberton chairs that group, and that group is very active, very busy, very well attended, and just got a lot going on, so that's really good. Morpsey Executive Committee this afternoon, SEBCO board meeting tomorrow. The electronics disposal, I think they do this once a year, is DKMM is doing electronics disposal this Saturday at our fairgrounds from 9 to 1. So this is an opportunity to dispose of your printers, DVR or DVRs, DVD players, and so on. If you have any VHS players still, you can get rid of those. And then the memorial has kicked off, so I'm sure everybody's paying attention to that. It's on the Golf Channel for Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday it's on the Golf Channel and CBS. And that's always, again, most of Muirfield Village is in Delaware County, so this is Delaware County's big day each year. And then I wanted to offer my condolences to Commissioner Merrill for Oklahoma coming in second in the NCAA Men's Golf Championship. They played very well and came up just one hole short. It's amazing how that one hole can make a difference. But so anyway, that's all I got.
It was match play, and we got beat by Pepperdine. Finishing second's not a bad thing, but you'd rather finish first. But as I was telling Commissioner Bennett, we finished second this year. Most of you know I'm a Sooner. We finished second in men and women's gymnastics and second in golf. So hopefully this weekend in softball,
you got a chance.
we correct that with
in softball.
first place in softball. And they're a fantastic team, and I'm prejudiced. But the first school in the history of softball to win the Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year in the same school. So it's pretty impressive. And with that, I really don't have anything else to add other than I did give George Needham from the library a tour of the courthouse yesterday, and he had not seen it, and very impressed with it, as anyone who has come through has been impressed with what we've done. I would make a suggestion. I realize we don't have the blower on because it's too noisy, but it's also pretty warm in here, so I presume it's not got this fixed yet.
I don't think it has been.
So hopefully it'll get done sooner rather than later. It is fairly warm.
Do we have a date scheduled for the general public open house? Yeah,
Not that I'm aware of.
don't think so.
No,
Okay.
not
I know
yet.
we want to. open it up for everyone to see.
Yeah, I think the plan was to do something after COVID, and Jane's not here, or
Yeah.
we could ask her, but I would think sometime in the summer, July, August, but Jane can better answer that, so. Don, you might ask Jane to give us an update in the next
I
meeting?
will do that, and I'll check with John Melvin about the,
Okay. Because we
Heating
do,
and
I
cooling
do think it's important that the community have an opportunity to see the building.
Yes.
yes.
Much like we did at the courthouse, and it's their investment that made this possible, so. With that, it's after 10 o'clock, and we do have a hearing, and I think we're ready to,
Resolution number 21-483, a public hearing to consider changing the name of Orbit Glen Drive, a township road in the unincorporated area of Berkshire Township, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-483, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-484, in the matter of approving for a specific occurrence a suspension of Rule 3, speaker registration, Rule 4, limitations, and Rule 7, public comment procedures from the rules governing public comment before the Board of County Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-484, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Sir, do we have anyone virtually? No. We do not, okay. I am going to, we're now in the hearing, and I'm going to read the game plan we'll be going by, so everybody's on the same page. And we were prepared to have a virtual as well, but at this point, we do not have any attendees, so everybody that's going to be involved in the hearing is here physically. So welcome to the hearing for the consideration to change the name of Orbit Glen Drive to Honey Grove Drive. The comments regarding virtual, I will pass over since there's no one here virtually. On April 20, 2021, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners received a petition from North Star Residential Development, LLC, a landowner requesting the change of name of Orbit Glen Drive to Honey Grove Drive. Here's what will transpire in the next few minutes. The board will acknowledge receipt of endorsements of or objections to the proposed name change. When it is time to offer testimony, we will work our way through the participants who will be physically in this room apparently. You can identify yourself, and if you have a comment, fine. If you do not, there's no reason to feel you obligated to provide testimony. If you're asked, much of this has to do with virtual, so I'm just passing over that since this doesn't apply today. After testimony, the board will close the public hearing, or the board may also continue the hearing to another date. After the public hearing, by resolution, the board may consider declaring the change of the name of such road. The board considers the following: good cause for such a change of name, that it will not be detrimental to the general interest, and the change should be made, or the name of the road could remain the same. With that, Commissioner Bid, do you have any comments?
Don't really have any comments.
Okay.
Well, I guess the only comment I would have is the regional planning has endorsed, has no issues with the name change, and we heard from the engineer's office, who also has no issues with the name change, so I'm not aware of any concerns.
Yeah, one thing that is important is to make sure the name change doesn't create another problem with
Right.
another.
The same name as another street.
And we have confirmation through Scott Sanders and Rob Riley that is not an issue, so for the record. And with that, I'm going to open it up. If there's anyone who wants to provide testimony in support, this is the time to come up and speak.
I'm Mike Williamson, design engineer with Terrain Evolution for the project. The original Orbit Glen Drive.
Excuse me, do we need to swear in for this, Eric? Yes. Okay. I apologize, we do need to swear you in. It occurred to me when you came up.
Yeah.
All righty.
With that, if you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Proceed. Mr. Williams, right?
Yeah, Williamson, yes. So anyway, I'm the design engineer for the project. Just to add to a little bit to the Orbit Glen, how it got named originally, when they had rebuilt Wilson Road and relocated part of that back in 03, 04, one of the things that Delaware County makes you do is build the returns for any future roads. So what Orbit Glen really is right now is just a stub return coming off Wilson Road, and it's just that approach there. And because it was built out, for the future extension, they had to name it something. So Weiler was the old developer, and they named it Orbit Glen. North Star wants to change it. And it's tying into the first section of what would be Honey Grove is tying into the next section that we're actually designing and getting ready to release on construction right now. So that's how it got there. There's no other addresses on the road. There's nothing to it. It's just going to be that future road that goes up into the.
And that was going to be one of my questions. There's any other residents on the road, because it does create a issue for them if there is.
No, it was all for that future. Then when the market dropped out in 08, it never happened, and now we're just catching up to it.
Okay.
So that's it.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition? Okay, if not, I will ask one last time, is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition? If not, I will entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Resolution number 21-485, in the matter of closing the public hearing to consider changing the name of Orbit Glen Drive, a township road in the unincorporated area of Berkshire Township, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
I'll second it. Discussion? The only comment I have is, well, let's close the hearing and proceed.
Vote on motion 21-485. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. Okay, the hearing is now closed. Mr. Benton, do you have anything you want to?
Nothing further. I think it's support the name change.
Okay, we need a motion to make the name change. So I have heard nothing today that would make me have a concern about that. It seems a logical thing to do. So I suggest we read the motion to support the change.
Resolution number 21-486, in the matter of changing the name of Orbit Glen Drive, a township road in the unincorporated area of Berkshire Township, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second. Any other comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-486. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. And the name is changed, and don't believe we have any need for executive session today. And with that, we are now adjourned. Thank you.